Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. The article that I'm going to discuss today has to do with the two British soldiers that were sentenced to death by a firing squad in the new liberated territory from Ukraine, and with some statements made by one of the leaders over there. The thing is. The British government is trying to do everything in its power to save these British citizens from being shot by firing squad. But the thing is, and I read an article about that, very not funny but pathetic, I would say. Uh, I think it was the foreign minister uh, Truss who said that they do not speak with the Russians; they speak with with Ukrainians. The Ukrainians should speak with the Russians. Well, the fact that your relationship with the Russians and you kept yourself somewhere in an ivory tower, and sometimes you have to come and lick the booth of the one that you smacked a few days ago. It's not a easy thing to do, but these guys have no character anyway. This I'm talking to politicians in general, and this trust is just I think she's unexperienced and very shallow, uninformed. But nevertheless, unfortunately, guys, you have to deal with her, not me. Um, but nevertheless, here we have an article from the Telegraph, and this article states that this is the title: "No mercy should be shown to two British fighters sentenced to death," says rebel region leader. All right, so it says here that comments by head of Donetsk People's Republic dent hopes of Aidan Aslin and Sean Pinner being freed. What do you mean being freed? They were just sentenced to death. Now, if you free them, that means you made a mistake. That means your justice system did not work. Or what? You made a mistake? Well, I'm not defending these guys in any way because I know how things work in these kind of situations. You can do mild things and be considered, the big greatest war criminal ever existed, on the planet Earth, or you can do big crimes and be, I don't know, invited to have speeches and have a foundation and being given money and all that. Oh my. So no mercy should be shown to the two British fighters sentenced to death this week during a show trial in a Ukrainian rebel region, the region's leader has said. So from the very beginning, the whole paragraph is meant to delegitimize, disqualify those people. So no mercy to British during a show trial in a Ukrainian, it's a Ukrainian, still Ukrainian, rebel region. So it's, you know what I mean? The region leaders has said, okay, and you can look at, I mean, if you look at it from the Ukrainian side, that's the way it looks. If you look from the Russian side, it would be different. There would be a new liberated from a perfect trial in a newly liberated region. The leader of the free region has said, right? This is the other side verbiage. The comments by Denis Pushilin, the head of the unrecognized Donetsk People's Republic, is recognized by some, not recognized by others. So is Kosovo, recognized by some, but not recognized by others. We use the same set of rules or we don't? Oh, no? Okay, my bad. So this came unrecognized Donetsk People's Republic, then hopes that a prisoner swap between Ukraine and Russia will free Aidan Aslin and Sean Pinner. Now I don't know Ukraine and Russia. What is Ukraine or Great Britain problem? Which one is it? Is it Ukraine's problem or Great Britain's? If it's Ukraine's, then Britain should shut up. If it's Britain problem, then you should say over there it's going to be between discussions between Great Britain and the unrecognized. And why Russia? It's not Russia who holds this guy. It's the unrecognized rebel region. So discussion should be what between the Brits because they're British citizens with the unrecognized region. No, So you have to recognize those guys because you're going to discuss with them. So you got to give them some legitimacy, like you give, let's say, to a terrorist group. You got to realize that, yeah, that's a terrorist group. I have to discuss with them. Oh, don't negotiate with terrorists. Only when we have to, right? Or when only when we want. When we don't want, we say we don't negotiate. Yeah, right. Anyway, so it's Ukraine and Russia. Why Ukraine and Russia? Because they were military, supposedly in payroll of Russia, or volunteers in the Ukrainian army. Okay, then why is UK involved? We'll do everything in our power. Then go and talk to the sources. Oh no, we don't talk to them. They're below us. We're gonna talk to our minion Ukrainians, and they go over there, but they tell them what to do. Such weasels. So it says here that first of all, I must be guided by the court's decision that has been made. Mr. Pushilin said, according to Russian media. By the nature of those articles, those of offenses that they committed, I see no ground or prerequisite for me to pardon them. So they say they committed crimes, so what can you do? Mr. Ashlin and Mr. Pinner were contract soldiers fighting for Ukraine 36th Marine Brigade, where they were captured in April during the siege of steelworks in Mariupol. Oh. The thing is, as I stated in a previous video, there's no illegality. That's what they tell us. But as I said, experience tells us that things are not quite rosy as they tell us. You see, they're all volunteers. They're all enrolled legally in the Ukrainian army. There's no mercenary. You know why? Because they are the good people, and good people don't do that. That's what it is. So this is what direct experience with life, and I'm sure you have the same thing. You've been told many times that certain things are in a certain way, and your direct experience with the same people, realize, wait a second, these mofos are as they are. They told me they are the hardest working people in the world, and when you deal with them, you're like, damn, these guys are just lazy as hell. So the same here. I don't believe that all of the British conscripts or inscripts, bascripts, whatever you want to call them, are just over there. Okay, I'm going to go legally and I'm going to in the Ukraine military. I'm skeptical, and I, by direct experience, expect British army to be involved over there, or mercenaries, if not British army, mercenaries. And none of them is a mercenary. No way. Only on the other side. Only Wagner Group and others are operating on the Russian side. But on this side, no. Why? Because we're the good people. Don't you know that? You've been told since infancy. Russia and the Kremlin-backed rebel regions in the Donbass have consistently described the two men as mercenaries rather than prisoners of war, a label that allowed a show trial in Donestsk on Thursday to order them to be shot by a firing squad. Well, what do you want? What do you expect? A Moroccan man, Brahim Sadoun, was also sentenced to death. The Ukraine government on Sunday came under pressure to win the release of Sadoun, who along with Aslin and Pinner was said to have surrendered in April after fighting with Ukrainian forces in the besieged city of Mariupol. They will probably not going to be shot. They will probably be held as captives for a transfer, exchange, swap, or whatever else. But who knows? Maybe these guys are, the spirits are, hot over there, because there's war. You want to kill me, I want to kill you. Obviously, when this occurs, you don't care for certain aspects that will, I don't know, prove these guys. I don't think they can prove these guys innocent, but they want to just swap them as prisoners of war instead of being called mercenaries by the other side. As I said, my skepticism, which is, anyone should have it to a certain extent. You can be skeptical until the end without accepting evidence, and still be skeptical how much evidence you need. In this case, I have no evidence on either side. The only thing is that these foreigners that fought on this side were caught by this side, by the other side. That's all I know. I don't know if they're mercenaries. I don't know if they're in the Ukrainian military or they're special paratroopers or, what I mean, units from British units operating in Ukraine. I don't know that. And I will not believe yet any side because I don't know. They were all going to lie. They were going to say, no, no, they were the perfect. No, no, they were the mercenaries. No, they were the criminals of war. No, they're good. No, we'll wait and find out. Patience is a virtue. Used to be in the ancient Greek times. Nowadays, to be a victim is a virtue. If you're a victim, everybody comes, ah, like that. We're gonna just go like this as civilization. I had to add that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.